Hey everyone, Eric with Rockin' H. In this video, we're going to talk about version 1.0 of a Bremer style feed bed that I've had designed. Had a guy here in Kansas stop by the lab and he's like, hey, I use this thing every day. Can you make a model of it? And it looks kind of interesting to me. So I thought, sure, yeah, I'll go ahead and make this up and see if we can get it right. But this is version 1.0 and I just want to show you some of the changes that I'm going to make, because whenever you're doing design work and you're ginning up something brand new, you have the initial design, the initial first print, and then you got to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, we need to make some changes so it works out better the next time. So let's get started. This is it's just sales literature is all this is, that the guy here in Kansas gave me. He said this is very similar to this box right here. This is what he's using every day as he goes about his route, delivering whatever he delivers. And so this is what I took. I took a picture of this and sent it to my designer. I didn't design this, so I hire people all the time, all over the world, to do design work for me, especially if it exceeds my skills, as my skills are pretty darn limited. So anyways, I paid another person to do the design work. And so my client gave me this, and he also gave me this PDF, well, this sheet out of some sort of 3-ring binder, I guess. And it's got the basic dimensions on here. I don't go for 100% accurate. I go for really good and practical, because I'm always thinking of, beginners who are new to Diecast. I always want you to have something simple that looks good. Maybe it's not 100% accurate, but it's something that you can put together on a Sunday afternoon and be proud of what you've made. And my goal is to get you enticed into making your own Diecast models and customs. And then as you get more skills, you can go do more complicated things. Anyways, this is what it looks like from when I receive it, and I wire up the external parts onto this model. And why do I do that? Because one, it helps with part count, and two, especially here on this one where I've got this opening, I find when I put a wire in between these, it helps prevent warping during shipping. And then so we have a little more integrity on the model when it's shipping. So you just cut that away, cut it away here, and then trim it and sand it a little bit to get it where you want it. Same thing with the auger down here. Here are some things that I'm going to have changed immediately. One, I need to have this auger moved up. So this belly auger needs to be moved up so we can get rid of these two I-beams. These I-beams need to go away and then replaced with a 1 millimeter floor, or 1 millimeter thick rectangle that will close all of this up down here. And I did this on a model that I'm going to show you here in a minute, and it worked really well. So these got to go immediately. This has got to get moved up, and then you'll notice these these fenders right here are super wide. Look at that from the top. These need to be trimmed down to where they are even with the side of this tub. So both sides, look at that, that's just crazy. Those, and no criticism of the designer, okay? This is not a criticism. This is merely routine for doing R&D, especially with people that are not familiar with these kinds of projects, okay? So no criticism of the designer. These mud flaps need to be moved in, and then this light bar will have to probably be shortened up a little bit. And then obviously, like I had already mentioned, the fenders just need to be narrower. This is okay back here, but that's about it. And then one other thing, now this actually just broke away, but I was also thinking I want to have them put some sort of structure right there and there, so that just gives this all a little more integrity so it doesn't break during shipping. And I believe those are the changes I'm going to have made right away. And I also might have him put a piece of, extend this up or down so this space is filled in. And the reason for that is I've had some of these break during shipping. I mean, this is not, there's just not a whole lot here, and it could break easy. That's about the only reason to have that there. So here's what one looks like assembled. So you could see there that I took all that out and I put a 1 millimeter plate right there across the whole bottom. So you can see that plate there and there all the way through. So that happened. And then I didn't edit the fenders at all. That's just, for version 1.0, this is just the way it's gonna be. And obviously we gotta move these mud flaps in because they are like way off. These could almost go clear over to this I-beam right there. And yeah, so it's pretty close. It's not bad for a first go. And then, yeah, and then our tail bar here is gonna have to be narrowed up so it's even with the tires as well. So overall, I'm pretty darn happy with the way this version 1.0 arrived. I mean, it's pretty good. Oh, one other thing. For some reason, some of them have a crack right here where it didn't attach. I'm not sure what's going on there. So I'll have my designer also take a look at this. And I'm gonna shoot a video very similar to this for him so he can see in real time what I'm looking at and what I want changed. It's pretty common for most people. Luckily, this guy speaks English. One other thing I just now remembered, you could see it in the sales literature. Let me show you. At the end of the auger, it needs an opening for the auger. And you can see on this auger, there is no chute or opening there for the feed or whatever to come out. But yeah, version 1.0. So I will go ahead and shoot a video. Like I said, I'm gonna get those changes submitted today. And that way I can get the file back maybe next week and get version 2.0 coming. And then I'm pretty confident that once these changes are made, this thing will be ready for sale. So that's all there is to it. Well, I hope you learned something. If you're designing your own stuff and using third parties to do it like I am, hopefully you learned something that you can hopefully save some time and hassle when you're getting your stuff made. Thanks for watching. Go get them.